Hey guys, it's Morgan from Highland Cycles coming to you with a super duper simple video, but we get this question all the time, and so I figured I'd address one of the most important and simple things you can do to keep your bike running really well, and that's maintain your air filter. So I'm going to show you how we maintain an air filter here at Highland Cycles and how I recommend you do it. So we're going to take care of old 756 over here. This is Jolene, my race bike, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the air filter right now. So on this bike, you got to take the seat off. KTMs aren't like that, but the air filter maintenance is the same across the board. So I'm going to get a pair of gloves on because I want my health to be good, but then really, honestly, more importantly than that, cleaning air filters is like gnarly on your hands and gets them all greasy and sticky and oily. I like these Motion Pro Nitrol gloves. There'll be a link in the description where you can buy them on Amazon. This is a YZ250. Pretty much all YZ250s are this way. There's different ways of holding air filters in, but again, I believe that you can figure out how to get the air filter out. This one's got a big screw. We're going to undo, and while you're doing this, just take a look at the air filter and the air box and see how it looks. You can see this one was sealing nice and well, but pull this out. Then I like to look down in there and see how nice and clean it is on the backside of the air filter. That's a good thing. That's how it's supposed to look. It's okay if your air filter looks like this after riding it. I mean, that's the whole point. It's catching dirt, right? This is actually after the Snakebite Enduro really dusty race. Looks actually not nearly as bad as it probably should. It's okay if this looks like this as long as the backside is nice and clean, right? What you don't want is this to go so far and get so dirty and dry that it starts pulling dirt through. As long as you check this side and it looks good, you're good to go. Now you might notice that the filter I'm using looks different than yours. This is a funnel web air filter. I actually really do like these filters. The whole cone shaped thing is supposed to give you more surface area to catch more dirt before it clogs up. I think it works, and I think it works really well. Obviously the inside is the same amount of surface area, but if you think about it, like for instance, if you look down in these cracks, it's pretty dirty, but then you look up top and kind of over here, it's not as bad. And so it's still going to be able to pull air through those areas that don't have a ton of dirt on them. And I think they work. But again, the whole point of this video is how to maintain them. So it doesn't really matter. I do like these. Again, I'll put a link in the description for funnel web air filters from Amazon. If you want to buy one, that'd be cool. You know, doesn't matter. I really mainly want you to maintain your air filter so your motor lasts a long time. So now, here at the shop, we have a solvent tank filled with mineral spirits. So that's what we use to do to clean our air filters. Now, I'm going to take the filter off the cage. Set that cage down here. We'll clean that up too while we're at it. So the way I do this is with mineral spirits. You can do it with gasoline. That's a little harder on your filter than mineral spirits. You can do it with specific air filter cleaner. Regardless, you need some sort of solvent to get the oil out. If you're using no-toil, which I do not recommend, you can use their soap, but you need something to break the oil down. So mineral spirits works good. We have it, so that's nice. Really, all you need to do is get it on there, work it in, and then I take some good degreaser soap. This is called Green Clean from actually a local company up in Grand Junction. Doesn't really matter. Any good soap, dish soap would work too, actually really well. And then I spray it down and really get it super covered in soap, front and back. Now, turn the water on. You want to turn it on super hot, or as hot as you can deal with holding. When you're rinsing this out, you really want the water as hot as you can handle. because that heat in the water really helps to get all the solvent and the old oil out. It's just like an ultrasonic cleaner uses heat to help break down oil and dirt and grime. Same thing with this. So as hot as you can make that water and still put your hands in it. That's what helps to have gloves on. It helps protect your hands too. So now it's nice and hot. Super duper wring this out. No. That is a nice clean air filter. And another thing I like about these funnel webs is I've had this filter for like, I don't know, 2 years, maybe almost 3, and it's still in great shape. Another thing, at least on these YZs, you see it doesn't have any seams, right? It's all just one piece of foam shaped correctly to fit on the cage. And without those seams, it's one less fail point. You know, a lot of times the seams are where the glue fails and it opens up. Obviously, if that happens while you're riding, that's a bad thing. So nice and clean now. Let's take her out. And as long as it's a nice sunny day, like it is here, most of the time here in Colorado, I just like to take it out here, set her in the sun, just set her right up there, and let her dry. Okay, let nature do its thing. Now, if you're in a hurry, you can definitely speed this up with a, a lot of times I'll speed that up, taking a whole bunch of paper towels, wrapping it around and like squishing the water out of it. But if you're not in a hurry, which I recommend you not be in a giant hurry for air filter maintenance, then you want to leave it out there and let it dry all the way, and then we'll oil it up. All right, now we got our nice clean dry air filter, and we're going to use the Maxima Fab 1 spray-on air filter oil. I like this stuff for just ease of use. It's honestly, the Bel-Ray liquid stuff is better for coverage and really getting it into the air filter, but it's kind of a pain and it makes a big mess even here at the shop. So I like this stuff for just simplicity. It's also, the oil is really good. It's super sticky when it dries out, so I like that. Officially, I don't like no-toil. I'm not going to go into all the reasons why, but my belief is that if you let that sit on an air filter for very long, it dries up and then lets dirt through. That's all I'm going to say about that. I love the ease of it, but I don't like the protection. Real oil is better. So we're going to take this, and with these funnel web filters, it's kind of funky because you got to make sure you get all the sides of the little pyramids. So they might actually use a little bit more oil. I mean, theoretically they should, right? There's more surface area, so it should take more oil. But again, I like the protection they provide. And you can over-oil a filter for sure, but all the bad that happens with that is maybe a fouled plug, right? Or maybe the bike doesn't run quite so well because it's not getting enough air. So that's not that bad. An under-oiled air filter can result in a seriously broken motor. So I always like to err on the side of too much. So then I like to take them, turn them inside out, and this is on any air filter, not just these, and go ahead and get the inside, get all the surfaces, make sure you get it nice and blue. And that's actually the reason they make air filter oil a color, red, blue, whatever. It's so that you can tell how well you've covered the foam, because they can make it clear, it wouldn't matter. But there we go, that's pretty good. Now turn it in, and then this is an important part. You want to knead it in, K-N-E-E-D, like bread. Knead that in there, get it down into the foam. It's really super important part of this thing. And there we go, looks pretty good. Let's go back over to the bike, head on back over to the motorcycle, old Jolene. All right, Now we're going to put it back on the cage. If it's got a little thing, I always start there, kind of click that in, and then start wrapping the edges around. Get that all done. A lot of them have like a locator like that. Make sure that goes on there. Now, here's the debate. Some people like to put grease on the edge of this, some people don't. I do. Again, worst case scenario, you get a little bit of grease dripped into whatever. It's a petroleum product. If you get grease in your motor, it's not going to cause any problem. If you don't get a good seal and dirt gets through there, bad things. So, all right. I like to use this Motorex, whatever, FET 2000. Anyway, it's good stuff. Waterproof grease. Take some. You don't have to go crazy. Just a little bit. Now this air filter has a rubber seal, which does seal really well. Probably don't really need the grease, but again, it's like belt and suspenders, man, just to be safe. There we go. Now, here's a quick little tip. To get these things in here, like a lot of times they're kind of hard to get down into the airbox, especially on Hondas, old CRFs. So I take this, slide it in here first, then put it in. Now, in this situation, this thing goes up. But what you do, you're going to drop it down in here. All right, we're going to go down in. And this is a key part of all of this, is make sure you get that air filter lined up where it needs to go. So it's got that nub going into a hole. Boom. There we go. You'll know if it's right if you start to turn the screw and it feels like it's actually screwing in. If you don't have it on, it's going to be off and you'll just spin it and it never gets any tighter. So this one's going good. And you want to make sure you tighten that all the way down. Get it nice and tight, because again, any failure to do this correctly will equal a broken motor and lots of money. So this is an incredibly important part of maintaining your bike. Next thing you want to do is check the seal and kind of come around. I try to move it, make sure it's not moving, because if it's on there right, the lip is all correct, and you move it like this, it won't shake. Like so. And reach way down in there. Again, this is why you wear gloves. Make sure it's sealing. It's good. Ready to rock and roll. Hope you guys like that video. I know this is a super simple topic, but honestly, we see a lot of people botch this at the shop all the time, and sadly, it ends up costing lots of money and time down not riding. So, maintain the heck out of your air filter. I recommend every ride. I know that's a lot. So what? Do it. You'll be happy. Bike will last a long time. Yeah, there you go. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope we did a good job. If you've earned your subscription, go ahead and hit that button. Maybe share this to your friends who aren't maintaining their air filters well enough, or your buddies who have blown up motors because of it. We'll get them back on track and get them dialed in. Thanks again. Hope you guys like this, and I really hope you find some time to ride your dirt bikes!